My discography is a hit list. The hottest girl is on my hit list. The hottest parties, I'm on the guest list. Roll up a gram like an exam, glitz and glam. My discography is a hit list. The hottest girl is on my hit list. The hottest parties, I'm on the guest list. Roll up a gram like an exam, glitz and glam. Numbers going up, I need a plaque. I need diamond girls to floss like I got too much plaque. All I do is chill at the crib and kill a track. You're probably on the menu if you say you rap. My discography is a hit list. The hottest girl is on my hit list. The hottest parties, I'm on the guest list. Roll up a gram like an exam.
No, he didn't.
Oh yeah, he did.
No, he didn't. Oh, I kind of love that intro because for some reason there was a delay in the studio. I saw that we went live on X, but the Virtuous Studio was like the spinning wheel. I think there's a song there. So before I could cut to the intro, it showed all you could see is your midsection. You could hear the beer crack, and then the intro starts. It was almost perfect, though. It was almost perfect. You're tuning in to What Just Happened, the crazy, wild, we drink beer, we curse. It's the only show like it on 12 Ounce Sports, maybe in the world. And we love fan interaction. So we have really good topics. So if you comment under the video on X or YouTube, we will see it. And I can guarantee you this, me and the Falcon, we will display any comment. So take advantage of it if you can.
Well, I mean, you can literally come out and tell us to suck your ass. I don't even care. Just put it out there.
Oh boy, I don't know about all that. You are lagging, my friend, but it'll catch up. It'll catch up. Your internet always catches up. Sometimes your internet's very lethargic on a Thursday. We're sans Michael. We were laughing backstage because Michael's like, sorry, I can't join the show. And it's like, yeah, we're okay. Me and Falcon can lock this shit down. We've been friends for 48 years. Michael, you're like the salt and pepper on the mashed potatoes and gravy. You're not the gravy, okay? We're the gravy. We're the mashed potatoes. You don't have to apologize for not being on the show. I think we can handle this shit ourselves. We've been doing it before. Listen, some of our best episodes are before Michael had to wedge his ass into our show.
Wedging that ass in here. And that's quite a feat, let me tell you.
I'm gonna
wedging that ass in here. Come on now.
I hope he doesn't mind us roasting him, but I mean, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, Falcon and I could be the only two on the show forever. I mean, when Falcon can't make it because it's once every 3 weeks and he realizes at 5 p.m. he can't be on the show, then I'll bring Michael in. I do love Michael's takes, but me and Michael got a little too serious last week. It doesn't kind of fit the mold of this show. I know how you pre-gamed, how you tailgated this show, but are you drinking anything? I got my Manly Man cup and I got my Elvis juice almost like every single week. Are you drinking anything?
Yeah, I am. So we picked up a new cider. I was out in Grand Rapids last weekend, Holland, which is near Grand Rapids, for my daughter's hockey tournament. And I picked up this, the company's name is Vandermill, local in Holland. It's a hard cider and made with Honeycrisp apples.
Nice.
So there you go. It's actually pretty good.
I have to change the scroller here. So I'm wrong. It's not in my Manly Man cup. My lady bought me a personalized beer mug with my initials on it, and that's what I'm drinking out of tonight. And of course, I've got it says beer on it, little cooler here in the studio. So
the initials are the initials BT?
No, GG, Gamble Guy, you dumbass.
I thought it was BT for bitch titties. Didn't like that one, huh?
Can I offer you a nice egg in this trying time?
I had the volume down. Dude, what are you talking about?
Never mind.
You can't say those things to the host who's svelte and in shape. We just talked about the guy that's not here that's got. Come on, Falcon. What are you doing? You've already disparaged the host at the beginning of the show.
Yes. Started out with a bang. Fuck it.
So for the viewers, he said he's going to be in the studio early. He wasn't. He said he was going to have a sound bite that we were either going to play the video from the movie or just upload the sound bite to play. He didn't. And then he comes in here and shits on me.
But what he's important detail that he's leaving out was, yeah, I don't have anything done. I just got a few stub ins. Next couple hours, I'm just going to be balls to the wall banging out this stuff. So I kind of gave him a little bit of space.
None of that made sense. Okay, here we go. You're lagging. You're freezing up on the screen. None of that made sense. Listen, Falcon, you know Dwayne Wade, you know who he is for one. Statue or bust. You're going to get a kick out of this unless you've already seen it. You and I both know, like, statue and bust are two forms of paying homage to somebody because you grew up near the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I live near the Pro Football Hall of Fame now. So they use bust, neck up depictions of the old players. And, sometimes if they do the full body, it's called a statue. But in this case, statue or bust is this a good statue or is this a bust? Like bust, the traditional form of bust, is this a failure? Brace yourself. The Miami Heat have formed a statue for Dwayne Wade outside the arena. Try not to laugh too hard.
Are you kidding me? Oh my God.
What is that?
What just happened? What in the actual fuck? That doesn't even look like him.
No, and I think he was heard off camera saying, "Who is that?" Like joking around. But then he tried to be nice.
That's one of the worst fucking that it has to be one of the worst ever. I mean, dude, back in the Roman times, they would have done a better job. And all they did was hand chisel the shit out of fucking granite.
Yeah, we have a comment on YouTube early tonight. Worst statue ever. Now, listen, I'm going to share the screen here. I'm going to show you a couple of memes that have popped up on Twitter. Can you see those very well? Like
respectful.
The top of, I think,
look at Wayne Wade memes got me crying. The one with LeBron.
Yes.
Going up to the fucking dog.
Who made this? Who made this? Look at these memes. I love these memes. I think there's one more other good. Oh yeah, he does not like it. Here, can you see that screen sharing?
Yeah, he's just like, yeah, what the fuck is that?
he doesn't look happy, but if you just keep screaming, if you just keep scrolling,
my God.
There you go.
Oh yeah, there you go. that looks pretty close. Are you fucking kidding me?
They said they really gave Dwayne Wade a statue of Antoine Walker. Oh my God, the Dwayne Wade. What am I watching? What just happened? What just happened?
I mean, again, I'm not the biggest NBA fan in the world or whatever, but that has no resemblance to fucking Dwayne Wade, dude.
No,
At
and
all.
I don't understand. Like, how are you this bad at it?
I mean, his face, that's the part you need to make like pretty much spot on. The rest of it, you know, you can get a chiseled body and do, you know, put a number 3 on it, whatever. But you got to get the face right. That isn't even close.
I agree. You said pretty much have to get that right. I'm going to go out on a limb and say the face is the only thing you have to get right. Like if this statue looked fat or shorter than whatever or skinnier, it like the muscle tone, the muscle definition is not nearly as important as
No. Making it look like who the fuck it's supposed to be.
yes, does the face look like the person it should be? And it's not even remotely close. Like if we go to you and I go to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, if you go to the, you can not see the names on the plaque and know who it is.
Yes.
You know, Terry Bradshaw, O.J. Simpson, you know, sorry, I had to wedge him in there. But if they took the jersey off in no context and said, who is this? I would have no idea.
Me neither. I'd be like, who the fuck is it? I don't know. Why don't you tell me?
I mean, today's Halloween, I would have been like, is that like a serial killer on a movie? I have no idea.
Put a fucking hockey goalie mask on him and let him go.
Oh, man. I wonder how they make those statues. Any idea?
No clue whatsoever. Not at all.
You sometimes have weird facts, so I thought maybe you'd know. I have to grab a new Elvis juice here.
Yeah, I am definitely full of useless knowledge. So, unfortunately, now if it's similar to, I mean, I know how they did. Okay, so like, here's an example. My kids had their hand imprint, like, you know, molded. So they put their hand in this thing, whatever. And then there's an actual mold of their hand when they're little, right? We had them both done at the same age and whatever. And all they did was, it's, you know, a mixture of stuff and whatever. You put your hand in there and they pull it out. I think they put something else in there where it is. And then they break off the outside and then it has, you know, it captures it. So I'm not sure if it's a similar process with this where you create the thing inside and whatever, and then they have to put, you know, coat it with, you know, whatever that is, steel. That's not steel. It's probably bronze. And make a
probably
bronze.
Yeah.
It's probably something like that where you have to make the thing first, and then you put it in the steel. I don't know. That's the only thing I could think of.
So let's deep dive. It can't be easy to do that, right? I mean, it couldn't be easy to do that. But as you're creating it and crafting it, and you know you have to reveal it to the player, the legendary player, nobody along, like none of this person's peers, the person themselves obviously didn't notice, but none of their peers, nobody within the Miami Heat organization said, oh, shit, we probably shouldn't do this.
Well, yeah, especially if you're making a mold first before you actually do this, you know, and that's what I think you do. Like, take a look at the mold first to make sure it's accurate. If not, fucking redo it instead of wasting all the bronze. Like,
right. I just don't get how, first of all, I got to bring it back up because that's one of my favorite things ever. Oh my God. I love this so much. I mean, I absolutely love that.
Him, LeBron, and Bosch. I mean, that picture together is amazing.
The bottom left, I don't know what that's supposed to be, but it's awesome.
Some sort of sportscaster, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, and in the top right, him and his wife obviously does not look like him. I love the fearsome threesome photo. Yeah. Like this is, I mean, it gives us material. So God bless them. But
thank you to whoever fucked that up. And guess what? You're probably not making any more statues.
Yeah. So as soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh, we got to do this on like this. Speaking of what just happened, I know Captain Lou on the 12 Ounce Sports Network wrote an article about it, but Falcon, how do you feel about 4-3 teams that if they don't get themselves together, may not make a bowl game? One of them is the defending national champions that suddenly can't cheat, so all of a sudden they're not that good, and they get in this brawl after the game. How do you feel about 4-3 teams fighting after the game?
Well, for them, I mean, that's a huge rivalry game, right? Michigan State. So it doesn't surprise me. I don't think it really matters what the record is, but it is stupid. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, why are you like? I don't understand teams fighting regardless, but
Right.
like your seasons are pretty much nobody cares other than your fans. Like, I mean, I know it is a rivalry. Yeah, okay, we'll give you that. It's a rivalry.
I mean, it's a big one.
And I'm not saying if they're 7-0, they have a right to fight. I think it's all stupid. Like you leave it out all you leave it all out on the field. That's all you got to do. But at the end of the day, you're all humans. You played a football game. Get over it. Move on. Are you looking at your phone?
Yep.
Do you have other things to do?
No, I had to look down because I'm trying to get stuff off my internet. You said I was lagging, so am I still lagging? Am I still lagging?
No, you're better. I'm just messing with you.
Okay.
So I mean, it's listen, I know football is a violent sport, right? Let's start from let's take the graphic away. And let's just have a discussion about fighting after a sporting event. And then we'll add in the actual data that I'm trying to portray here. So let's say the two records are unknown. The two teams are unknown. It's an actual football game. It doesn't matter if it's junior high, high school, college, pro. You're playing a violent sport, but you recognize it's a violent sport. You're playing it out. You're being physical. There's violent hits. The game's over. Like, you're all just going to go home, and then tomorrow you're going to practice, so walk through, watch film, all that.
Yep.
So cut back to the end of the game. The game's over. Okay. There's nothing that can be accomplished now. The game has ended, whether you won or lost. And something in your mind says, okay, the game's over. We lost or we won, and I got to kick the shit out of this guy. Well, you just had 60 minutes to kick the shit out of the guy. Like, why are you extending this? And then you add in the fact it's two teams that don't have titles to play for. Their seasons are pretty much meaningless at this point. One's the defending champ who can't cheat anymore, and all of a sudden they're 4-3, 5-3. What just happened?
What just happened? I don't know. I mean, the after game stuff, Now, me being a huge hockey fan, I personally think they should institute fighting in all sports. And you're down a man for X amount of time or X amount whatever. That would be fucking amazing. Institute hockey rules.
How many weeks ago did we say that? Like, you would probably eliminate a lot of these problems if they can fight during the game. And then, okay, your receiver and the cornerback got in a fist fight, so now the next play has 10 versus 10. Or your right fielder punched the second baseman of the other team. They sit out an inning, whether it's 9.
You're down a guy an inning. No, you're down a man an inning. You're down a man. You're playing with 8 instead of 9 out there. Good luck with that.
Why not?
Right.
Why not?
Why not? Just do it.
At least in violent sports, baseball is a bad example because it's not a violent sport.
But football, and even I heard a coach, an NBA coach. Not again, it's one of the more eccentric ones. I can't remember which one it was, and I wish I would have saved this the other day. But he wants fighting to be in the NBA. He wants to be old school NBA, like the hard fouls, all the things, and whatever. And let's throw fighting out there. Be down a man for 2 minutes of the game. And in hockey and basketball are very similar because it's 5-on-5, right?
There's no way in hell that guy coaches now, right? Because
he's the head coach right now.
And he thinks there should be fighting in basketball.
Yes, he said it should be like the NBA, or it should be like the NHL. He's like, why not? Let's just do it. That's
I know they did plenty of that in the 70s and 80s in the NBA. It actually kind of diminished the product. I'm just talking violent sports though. Hockey. Yeah, hockey, football. That's about it. But
cross, rugby, but whatever.
Well, lacrosse, they allow fighting.
No, they don't.
I've seen it. They it's the same as hockey. They put them in a penalty box. I've watched it.
Yeah, but I think oh yeah, you're right. They do. You're right. They do. But in high school they don't. So that's why I don't watch
This isn't a high school show. Nobody cares about high school unless you have kids in high school. Once your kids are grown adults, nobody gives a shit. I'm talking about grown men. In lacrosse, they do allow fighting. We have a daily dive that starts back up next week, the National Lacrosse League. It's just like hockey. You just go to a penalty box. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So football, let's think through this. Is football the only violent sport that doesn't allow fighting? Hockey, lacrosse. Can we think of any others? Fighting.
What about rugby? I don't know about rugby.
Rugby's an interesting sport because while it looks violent, they have less concussions than soccer. And it's because they don't have helmets. So I don't know how you handle rugby. That's a good question.
I mean, again, so rugby, it's a possibility. Like, and again, I don't know if you're allowed to fight in rugby. Maybe there's somebody out there.
I don't think you are.
That may know or whatever. I just know the rugby people, all the rugby team shit. Those are the craziest fucking parties in college. Those are the crazy fuckers. The rugby team, like insane. Right. It's like playing American football without pads or a helmet. Just go.
Well, like I told my old lady in Ireland, I have the world at my fingertips. A player must not physically or verbally abuse anyone in rugby. No, fighting is not allowed in rugby. So there, I just Googled it. There's no fighting allowed in rugby. So there you go. There's another, and it resembles football quite, pretty similarly. So I think football needs to catch up to. That's funny though. I'm having an epiphany here. Hockey and lacrosse are very similar sports. They allow fighting. Football and rugby, they're very similar sports. They don't allow fighting. I think they're wrong.
Let's think about that, right? So lacrosse came up in North America, right, by the indigenous people, or however you want to say it. It's also the national sport for Canada. So let's see what the denominator is. The two sports that allow fighting that are violent are Canadian sports, roots of sports. So we just need Canadian. Dude, I have an idea. Fucking fighting and curling. That would be epic. You hit my rock. Wa-boom, ba-boom.
Well, first of all, I thought you were heading towards Canadian Football League should allow fighting, but curling is hilarious because you'd have. Go ahead.
Yeah, because it'd be like, think about it. The Olympic teams for curling. It's like you and I hanging out drinking beers on a Friday night. We just show up and fucking, all right, let's go out there and give it a go.
Well, I mean, I'm past my fighting days, but I mean, you said curling and I was picturing the fat guy with a heater hanging from his lips, drinking a Bud Light and wanting to fight because the guy you're allowed to hit their, whatever they're called.
Rock, the thing. Somebody got to correct us on that. I forget what the thing. What is that called? The curling.
Somebody comment on X or YouTube and let us know what the curling apparatus is called. Falcon said rock, and then he said stone.
I believe it's a stone.
Well, now they're not going to comment. You're an asshole.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. I'm just kidding. I love you. You got your non sequitur. This isn't on our list, but you have your Ohio State gear on. Are you at all, and you see my flag behind me, are you at all concerned about the Oregon game or the Penn State game? Why not? Why not?
Well, whether they have their quarterback or not, I think is a moot point. I don't know. I just think, what?
Whether who has their quarterback?
Penn State.
Okay. I'm just making sure.
Yeah, so I say it's a moot point because their new offensive coordinator, their freshman quarterback fits perfect into his, overall scheme with a dual threat quarterback, whereas their current starter is more of a pocket passer, but they're still moving around and doing whatever. Here's my take is I believe that the Buckeyes will make them one-dimensional, right? And they'll have to just run. They're not going to be able to pass on the Buckeyes. That's what I think at all. And I think they're going to get their corrections on the defense. So
what data are you using? What data are you using for that?
You asked me a question.
What
I don't have any data. I didn't do any research or do anything. You're talking to me. You're asking my opinion on the spot. So why do I need data?
You said you don't think Penn State will be able to pass. And I just said, what data do you have on that?
I don't. It's a gut feeling. That's what I'm saying. We're talking about an opinion here. We're not talking about data. I don't have any data up on my screen. So, yeah.
All right. I mean, I'm just saying Nebraska's freshman was 21 of 32, 152 yards passing. I'm not so much concerned about the Buckeyes defense. It's their offense that's not looking very good. They scored 21 on Nebraska. Indiana scored 59 on Nebraska the week before. Penn State, yeah, you're right. Penn State's quarterback question could hinder them. That's for sure. That's the only thing I'm going.
That's the only thing I'm going with on the negative side. The Buckeyes have had a lot of problems on the offensive line with injuries and all that type of stuff. I think that plays into it these last couple of weeks. But Chip Kelly's also a smart dude. He's an offensive guru. I believe that he will make the machine go.
You're such a homer. Chip Kelly was smart last week based off your assessment and the week before. And we lost to Oregon, and we damn near lost to Nebraska if it wasn't for a bad call by the refs. Like, dude, I know you're a homer, and I appreciate it. I'm usually a homer. I'm not sold on Ryan Day. I think the Buckeyes are in trouble against Penn State.
Well, I mean, again, you just asked my opinion. I think they're going to win. I think it's going to obviously it's always a close game between them. I just feel that they're gonna pull it out. I believe the last 2 weeks were kind of an anomaly, and I think they're gonna get it back up. If they don't, well, I believe that Day's time is going to be done, and I believe the next head coach of the Buckeyes will be I'm drawing a blank. Vrabel. Vrabel will be the next head coach of the Buckeyes.
Yeah, it could be.
No, I mean. I think that's why he took the year off. I think Ohio State was probably said something like, hey, if Day doesn't, whatever, we're going to probably look at you as taking over the program. And that would be a perfect fucking fit for the Buckeyes. An old school, tough-minded, fucking experience all over the place. That would be the man.
You're assuming he wants it. It could be fickle.
It could be, but I'd be very disappointed. If I had my choice between the two, I'll take Vrabel 9 times out of 10.
It does crack me up that you're such a homer, but let's move on. The Buckeyes look like shit last week. They beat a terrible Nebraska team barely. So I'm worried. I'm not a Ryan Day fan. I'm an Ohio State fan. So
I'm an Ohio State fan. I'm not a Ryan Day fan either.
Yeah. Hey, did you see this? The 76ers were fined for their injury report, $100,000. And then the NBA doubled down and fined Joel Embiid separately just for waving his towel during a free throw. Has the NBA lost their damn minds?
Well, I guess that doesn't fall in line with bringing fighting into the NBA when you're getting fined for waving a fucking terrible towel. Are you kidding me?
And they're wondering why their audience dwindles. So I'm going to read this to you, and then I want your assessment. The NBA fined the Philadelphia 76ers $100,000 for public statements that were inconsistent with center Joel Embiid's health status and in violation of the league's player participation policy. Now they're cracking down. LeBron takes 20 games off a year. Joel Embiid's actually injured, and Philadelphia doesn't get the exact assessment of his injury right, and they get fined. Like, what just happened, dude? What's going on?
What the fuck? So they're trying to say they purposely were hiding his injury or what it was?
I just don't think the NBA liked their assessment. I don't think they liked their assessment of his injury and they thought they were trying to hide something. But first of all, why do they have to tell the other team if he's playing or not? Why do they have to tell the league?
It's nobody's fucking business, to be honest with you.
Aren't they corporations? Aren't they separate entities? Like they can't keep anything private?
Well,
and this all sparked from the whole load management where the NBA, the load management, stars are playing less and less games a year, and all of a sudden their viewership is dropping because people are getting sick of it. Joel Embiid is legit injured, and the NBA thought that they were trying to be deceitful with his injury and fine them. Like, okay, great. So now, instead of putting him on the injury report, they're just going to be like, he's taking a day off. You can't, I mean, this is going to head somewhere that the NBA doesn't want it to go, right?
right. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, what if they don't know what if they don't know what the injury is? Unknown.
Right.
Because it's going to take a week to go through some tests and do some shit or whatever. This is our best guess at this point in time. We'll update it when we get the fucking parameters. We get some more information. Like, I don't get it, dude, at all.
I picture like a Monty Python scene where they're like, what's the injury? We're not sure. You have to tell us. All we know is he can't walk. If you can't tell us the injury, he must play. It's like, what are we doing? What just happened?
I'm merely a flesh wound as I'm missing a fucking leg.
'Tis only a flesh wound. Get over here. I'll bite your kneecaps.
You don't have any legs or arms. I'll bite you.
Oh my God, the NBA is ridiculous. All right, you're gonna like this last topic before we go to commercial, because we're both Browns fans, right?
Oh,
and
boy.
we both are not the Deshaun Watson fans, and we both just witnessed Jameis Winston come off the bench and win Player of the Week award. Well, it just so happens. Oh, I should take that away. The week before Jameis Winston started, okay?
Yep.
Kevin Stefanski said, as he was taking heat from the press, Deshaun Watson gives us our best chance to win. And everybody scratched their heads and was like, what just happened? What are you talking about? It's the fallacy of it's the sunk cost fallacy. We spent all this money, we have to play him. So we're going to get our coach to lie to the press and say he's our best chance to win. Well, he happens to go down. The game was out of question, so it didn't matter. The next week, Jameis Winston, at one point was our third stringer, starts the game against the best team in the AFC North, and we beat them on a 1-minute hurry-up offense, long bomb touchdown where our dumbass coach was probably just trying to get in the field goal range. But our quarterback, Mr. Eaton W's, probably said, no, we're not kicking a field goal. Fuck this. We're going for the touchdown. He wins Player of the Week award.
Hey.
Okay?
Yep. And what else happened? What else happened during that game?
Go ahead. Tell me.
So, and you know this because I've been lobbying this forever, right? You know, I said Deshaun Watson, no. But B, Stefanski needs to be a fucking head coach and turn over the play calling duties. Guess what? Since Stefanski has been the head coach of the Browns, when he has not been the play caller, they are 2-0. That is a fact. They are 2-0. They won a playoff game against Pittsburgh because he had COVID and had to sit in the basement. They dismantled the fucking Steelers all day long, and they put up fucking tons of points. It might have been their biggest output all year. And guess what? Now we play. You bring in you put in Winston, who hasn't even played a game this year. Bring him. Well, okay, he came in for 2 series the game before because of injuries. You bring him in. You change your coordinator, and he looks like a fucking all-pro out. Not all-pro, but he looks really fucking good out there. Huh? I wonder what the problem was. Was it?
It was Kevin Stefanski, and you said, okay, maybe not all pro, but he was the Player of the Week.
Right, means he was the top
Player of the Week.
Dude. Yeah, he was the top offensive player for the AFC last week. So
all right. So you take that information, then you add in the information that Kareem Hunt has become the feature back for the best team in the NFL, the Chiefs. And then, this is my topic of what just happened. Joe Flacco has been named the indefinite starter for the Colts, taking over what was known as Anthony Richardson, a phenom. We're going to have a subject on him after the break. After Winston, are the Browns, are they incompetent?
They are. They are. Again, all they had to do at the end of the year was, right,
Resign
Flacco and re-sign Hunt. Hunt wants to be there. And guess what? Hunt would have been the feature back at least week 1 because we already know that Chubb was out.
Here's what pisses me off about this incompetent organization. Kareem Hunt actually enjoyed his time in Cleveland. He's from Toledo. He liked Nick Chubb. We let him go. Flacco, we let him go because of the sunk cost fallacy over Deshaun Watson. Those two are thriving. Those two are thriving on better teams than the Browns are right now. And then we had an incompetent head coach last week who you just pointed out, when he doesn't call plays, we look like a top-tier team. He said 2 weeks ago, Deshaun Watson gives us our best chance to win. This organization is absolutely incompetent.
And on top of that, guess what? Last week was what week was this? 9, 8? This last week, 9 or 8?
Well, we're 2-8 or 2-6.
2-6. So week 8, right? So the first 7 weeks of the fucking season, we never scored 20 points once and never had over 300 yards of passing in any game. What happened in the one game? 29 points and what? 360 yards passing, whatever it was.
That was just passing. We had 334 yards passing, so we probably had about 100 yards rushing. We had almost 450 yards of offense and almost 30 yards or 30 points scored, where we were the laughing stock of the league the week before because we hadn't scored more than 18. And the only difference is we played a different quarterback and somebody else called plays. But they're going to probably, you and I both know, go back to old habits. I think it might be one of the most incompetent staffs in the NFL.
Yeah, we're talking about the head coach and the general manager and his cronies is basically what we're talking about, and the owner. Because I have a lot of respect for the defense. I got a lot of respect for Schwartz and also their special teams coordinator too.
Oh, no. Yeah. Schwartz is the man. Schwartz is the man. I actually like him a lot.
Yes, I love him. He's great.
And people can cite defensive stats, but if your defense is on the field constantly for 40 minutes a game,
how much better their defense looked this last week too, because the offense didn't do 23 and outs.
Right.
Every time. I mean, it's just like what I mean. That's the offense was fucking killing the whole team the entire year. And it's like, it doesn't take fucking 7 weeks to figure that shit out.
Right. Exactly.
That's the problem. They waited way too fucking long. Anyways.
Yeah. Hey, we'll be right back. We appreciate the viewers. We appreciate the comments. You can comment on X or YouTube and we can display the comment. This is Falcon. I'm the Gamble Guy. Quick 2-minute break. We'll be right back. This is What Just Happened. Oh, yeah. Live on 12 Ounce Sports. 2 minutes. Need tickets to that next event? Well, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got them with soccer anywhere in the world. Tickets to any venue, any sport. Want to go to NCAA or NFL football matches? We've got them. Baseball at every level. Every Power 5 matchup is available. Don't forget, costumes and paint are optional. What's that? You want to go to Broadway? We have those too. Want to jam out? Every concert, every artist. That's right, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got the tickets for less. 12ozsports.com/tickets. That's 12ouncesports.com/tickets.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money. And we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
My discography is a hit list. The hottest girl is on my hit list. The hottest parties, I'm on the guest list. Roll up a gram like an exam, glitz and glam. My discography is a hit list. The hottest girl is on my hit list. The hottest parties, I'm on the guest list. Roll up a gram like an exam, glitz and glam. Numbers going up, I need a plaque. I need diamond girls to floss like I got too much plaque. All I do is chill at the crib and kill a track. You're probably on the menu if you say you rap. My discography is a hit list. The hottest girl is on my hit list. The hottest parties, I'm on the guest list. Roll up a gram like exam.
That's why you're my boy. You're never afraid to dance. You and I at concerts is absolutely hilarious. I was thinking about this during the break, Falcon. I have to apologize to you and the crowd. I'm not in a comedy mood. I don't know what happened. I don't know if the beers hit me too hard or I had a long day at work. I was out, working hard. I'm going to lighten the mood in the second half. Also, one of the problems is we don't have Michael here to make fun of. So,
well, we can still make fun of him. I mean, even though he's not here.
Yeah, and I think it's been good sports talk. We're just not being jokey like we normally are, but it's okay. It's okay. How many beers are you?
You shut down a lot of my jokes.
How many beers deep are you?
Number 3. Starting on number 3.
I'm kicking your ass.
No, I'm sure you are.
But I crash harder. I mean, I'll be asleep earlier tonight than you are.
Maybe. I don't know.
What's your Thursday night bedtime?
Well, I don't have a bedtime. I just go to bed when I feel like it.
I'm just saying, on average, I don't have a bedtime either. I'm just saying, I always call Thursday the new Friday. I always say Thursday's the new Friday, but then my old ass usually falls asleep by 10.
I mean, I'm somewhere between a 9:30 and midnight, depending upon the night and what I'm watching on TV, I guess. So
we have a fan of our dance moves. There you go. Anyway,
I think Erica Irwin needs to, I don't know, she needs to up her standards a little bit because we're two old white guys that can't dance.
First of all, you can be any color and dance.
I know, but you know what I'm saying.
You had to bring race into this. Now we're going to have this sociological conversation when you could have just said 2 old guys can dance.
Okay.
Got him. Uh-oh.
Can I offer you a nice egg in this trying time?
I'm just going with that stereotype of a white guy can't dance. That delayed.
All right, let's lighten the mood a little bit. Falcon, do 2 feet make 2 feet or 2 feet don't make 2 feet?
What?
I know you hate the Steelers, but this was Monday Night Football. We're going to go back. Hold on. So foot down,
1,
and foot down.
2. Wait. Did he bobble the ball at all during that sequence?
No. That's not the problem. That's not the problem.
2 down. Yeah, that's two down.
They called it incomplete.
He had 2 feet down.
It was the same. This is how stupid what just happened. This is how dumb the NFL is. They said their rule book. Erica says our dancing's entertaining for her. Their rule book states that it has to be the right and left foot, not just 2 feet. How stupid is the NFL's playbook or rule book? What just happened? Honestly, how in the hell is this not a catch? I don't even like the Steelers.
Right. I'm saying that too, because guess what? Wait, look, he won. That's 2 different feet. Oh no, it was 2. No, it was the same foot.
It wasn't two. No. You were wrong, so I have to correct you. It wasn't 2 different feet. It was the same foot.
I know. I corrected myself. Watch, 1 down and then there. Okay, yes. So here's the thing. Here's how the rule should read. And again, it's the NFL's fucking fault because whatever is if that first foot lands, right, and then comes off the ground and then goes back down, that's still 2 feet.
Yeah, but that's not what the rule book says.
It's stupid.
I had a colleague show me the rule book that said right and left foot. It has to be both feet. That's dumb. Why? This is why on the bottom line Monday night on 12 Hour Sports, my brother, the host, said that the NFL rule book is too big. It's too confusing. It's too in-depth, and that's why everybody's shitting on the officials. I'm actually on the side of the officials at this point. This rule book is stupid. It's draconian. Like, seriously, you have to touch the ground twice in bounds. Who gives a shit if it's – because, listen, here's the hypocrisy of that rule. If a guy is getting tackled, okay, and his shin or his elbow hits the ground, he's considered in bounds. But if his left foot hits the ground twice, he's not considered in bounds. What just happened?
It doesn't make any fucking sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
None. Tell me how it makes sense. Somebody chime in and tell us how it makes sense, because it doesn't.
If you have to be in bounds in the NFL, they say it's either both feet. If you have to be in bounds or down or all, it has to be both feet or a shin or an elbow. So
you can have one shin down and it's good?
If you get the right foot down and your left knee or your left elbow, but that's how stupid the rule is. If you get your right foot down and your left elbow or left shin, you're in bounds. But if you get your right foot in bounds twice,
it doesn't
touch, disengage the ground, touch, it doesn't count.
You know how much harder of a catch that is? You know how much harder of a catch that I'm telling you from a receiver's perspective, how hard of a catch that is to hit with one foot and it's up in the air and then still be able to get that same foot fucking back down like he just did. That catch was incredible. Honestly, it really was.
Yeah, this rule makes zero sense
zero sense at all.
When you understand they consider a guy inbounds if his shin or knee or elbow hit. Or forearm, by the way. But you can't have the same foot come down in bounds twice by hopping. Like, it's really the dumbest. This league, seriously, this league is so goofy. Like, this is why my uncle Skip turned me on to. I'm a college sports guy, okay? Yep. And it's partly because of my uncle Skip, because 30 years ago he said these pro leagues are goofy. They just make up these stupid arbitrary rules, and it doesn't make any sense. And they're all just trying to make money. Now they're trying to ruin college sports with money too. But like, what just happened? This is the dumbest rule I've ever heard.
And on top of that, what it ends up doing is it ends up slowing the game down even more.
Yes,
again with all the fucking penalties.
and they have to review this 17 times.
Exactly. Look, down,
1 foot,
and he could get that second one down, right? It's
but
just
he
the way-
didn't. Yeah, you can't go on hypotheticals. He didn't
I
get the
know.
second one done.
I understand that, but if I'm reviewing it as official, it's like, okay, could he have gotten that foot down?
No, if you can't do that, Jason.
I
You
know. I'm just saying, like, if I'm an official, I'm still going to look at in my mind, right? I'm going to then at this point watch that and go, "Hey, rules committee, no, hey, rules committee. I think we need to change a fucking rule because this is some bullshit."
I don't agree on the could he have gotten the foot down. If he could have, he would have. You could say that in every situation. Could he have caught that? Yeah, if the defender didn't knock the ball out. I just think it's a stupid rule. Why does it matter if it's right and left foot? Like,
It doesn't matter.
It shouldn't matter, right?
No, it shouldn't. It should be what it should say is one piece of your body two pieces of your body need to hit the ground, right?
There you go.
The same thing where it hits the ground and comes up and then comes back down again, as long as you got it in before you got out of bounds, that's how you solve that.
Falcon, this is why I love you. You just nailed it on the head. Two pieces of your body. Because in any other situation, an elbow, a forearm, a shin, a knee counts as a piece of your body.
Correct.
So they don't define left or right.
No, just for the feet.
So it should only be two pieces of your body touch the ground twice before you go to bounds. It doesn't matter if it's the same foot or not.
Because it hit, came back up, came back down. That's twice. A body part hit the ground twice.
So with that in mind, I think the NFL is kind of a joke. But you might not know this, but Anthony Richardson, I just said earlier, do you know this story?
Is this where he took a play off because he was tired?
Dude, what is going on in the world? This guy was highly drafted. He was highly touted, top tier quarterback, playing in the NFL, pulled himself out of a game in the middle of the fucking season, not preseason, the middle of the fucking regular season, said, "I'm tired. I need this." And it was 3rd and inches. Like, dude, what is going on with the modern day athlete?
Dude,
seriously, what just happened?
Like, honestly, think about it. Back in the day. It doesn't matter how tired you are. You want to be in there giving everything you have and try to get everything you could possibly do. And you're going to do that because it's 3rd and inches. We need this fucking thing. I'm the man. I'm going to go in there and fucking do it. I'm going to put everybody on my back. No. What the fuck? What kind of leader is that?
I mean, it's no surprise he got benched for Joe Flacco but I've never seen anything like it. He sat himself out. He said he was tired. Like, look, I know he's a running quarterback, but dude, I ran a 4.7 40. I wasn't a fast quarterback. I don't know if you remember Coventry. We were playing Coventry our senior year. I ran off a 65-yard run, and I was fucking winded. I was trying to catch my breath. I didn't take myself out of the game. The coach ran a new play in. I'm huffing and puffing. I called the play, and we ran the play. Right. And I wasn't an NFL player. I wasn't in his shape. I probably ate 3 cupcakes before the game. But this guy can't fucking run a play. What just happened?
Yeah, I'm sorry. There's just no excuse for that at all. Again, you're out there for a reason. I mean, again, he obviously does not have that huge passion in his heart. He doesn't. I mean, that is proof right there.
Yes.
I
think you hit the nail on the head. By the way, we have a new show on 12 Sports Monday nights at 7 called The Bottom Line with El Jefe, and they talked about the modern athlete, and I think you just nailed it on the head. On that show Monday night, they were talking about modern day athletes they're more worried about their brand than the actual team because they're all trying to maximize what they make. They don't care if they're good. Actually, the example the host gave on Monday night was You had a 2-5 Jets versus 1-6 Patriots, or vice versa, and a guy got a sack, and he broke out into a rendition of Cats on Broadway. And it's like, both your teams suck. Can you just not get you can't just get a sack and go back to the huddle? Like, your teams are already eliminated. You're 8 games into the season. You're already eliminated from the postseason, and you're breaking out and you're doing the Dougie. And the host said, could you imagine a guy that got paid a tenth of that, but is considered a great corporate salary, did one good thing Monday morning, and he Dougie'd himself out of the office to his car, went home for the rest of the week? That's the same thing.
Yep, you're right. But you know what's funny is on that article, the comment said, well, guess what, Anthony? You're going to have plenty of time to not be tired while sitting on the bench.
Yeah. And look,
we're not getting tired anymore, brother. They took care of that for you.
And look, he just got benched for a 40-year-old that the Browns should have kept, by the way.
Absolutely. But again, and you're talking about 2 different work ethics there too.
It's unbelievable. The modern athlete is unbelievable. They don't only care about how.
And that's not true of all, because you got somebody like a Nick Chubb who is the opposite, right? He doesn't give a shit. He goes out there and busts his ass 24/7. And when he scores a touchdown, he doesn't celebrate. He hands it to the ref.
That's 100% fair. And I appreciate, that's why I like you being my co-host. That's 100% fair. There's still guys out there like that. Yeah. I will go out on a limb and say people like Kareem Hunt, we brought him up earlier. I don't see him flaunting a lot. I don't see him sitting out plays. He actually, if anything, he complains he doesn't get enough playing time. People like Patrick Mahomes, like, he's a little more flamboyant, but
he still goes out there every single play. He wants to be out there. It doesn't matter if he has a nick or he's slightly, he's going to try to go out there every single fucking play. Why? Because he's passionate and he's a competitor and he loves the game. Absolutely loves the game.
Touche, buddy. That's why you're my perfect co-host, because you're right. There's still guys like that that aren't. Anthony Richardson is the anomaly. He's the one. It's just, but the modern athlete, there's more and more of those guys. There's more and more of those guys cropping up.
I agree. I agree that the percentage of that kind of shit going on, it's going up. But that's why again, sorry everybody out there, we're Ohio based, Ohio based as far as, our views and stuff like that. But I mean, that's why the city of Cleveland, absolutely 100%, they love Joe Thomas. They absolutely 100% love Nick Chubb to the core. These kind of guys, they're blue. It fits well, the blue collar, the hard worker. They give everything they have every single time they step on the field, whether in the weight room, in the field, on the game day. They'll give every ounce of blood that they have, because that's how they're built. And
Joe Thomas had a case for demanding a trade.
Oh, absolutely. His whole career he did.
Yeah, and he never did.
No, you never heard shit out of him ever. He just went out there and did his job every single game.
We got one more topic that maybe you could have spent a lot of time on. Did you see? The Yankees fan. You saw it, dude. The
Gronk knows those dudes.
What's that?
Gronkowski. He knows those dudes. He went to college with them.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. Oh yeah, I thought this was where we were going to go with this. Yeah, Gronk said the one guy was a hockey player at Arizona State. He's like, oh yeah, they're freaking insane. All the hockey players. Dude, yeah.
All I'm going to say is, if you're a fan at any sporting event, don't interrupt the action. Like, you look so stupid. It was pathetic. But we're actually up against the time here. Falcon, we did a good job. I didn't feel comedic tonight, but I think we had really good sports takes. I want the viewers to know that women's volleyball at 8 p.m. coming up here in about a half hour. The announcer is going to be absolutely awesome. We have Washington University versus Illinois Wesleyan. Oh. Illinois Wesleyan's play-by-play person, if you watched their soccer match last night, was absolute fire, and it's going to be the same play-by-play person. Oh. And then Captain Lou is your nightcap at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Captain Lou extravaganza. I mean, I have fun doing this show every week, my brother.
Same here. When I can make, I wish I could be here 100% of the time.
You can be, but we're out. Stay backstage. I'll talk to you here.
My discography is a hit list. The hottest girl is on my hit list. The hottest parties, I'm on the guest list. Roll up a gram like an exam, glitz and glam. My discography is a hit list. The hottest girl is on my hit list. The hottest parties, I'm on the guest list. Roll up a gram like an exam, glitz and glam. Numbers going up, I need a plaque. I need diamond girls to floss like I got too much plaque. All I do is chill at the crib and kill a track. You're probably on the menu if you say you rap. My discography is a hit list. The hottest girl is on my hit list. The hottest parties, I'm on the guest list. Roll up a gram like